there are two things that I wanted to bring up that I completely slipped my mind that occurred to me while I was watching You People. The first is, this is a romantic comedy that is made for adults that is aimed at people younger than me. It is not a movie for children. It is not a movie for tweens or teens. It's not aimed at younger people that are young. It's aimed at fully adult people that are getting married and having children, but it is aimed at a generation below me.
Well, no, Jeff, your generation is represented.
That's
you are
right.
the parents.
The parents.
You're the parents now.
It's all of the people of my entertainment generation, Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Eddie Murphy and David Duchovny, like people in the shows that I grew up watching, Seinfeld and X-Files, and, that were my contemporaries, are the old generation, old out of touch generation. And this entire movie, like the music references, of which there are a ton, the like slang, all of the vernaculars used, it was references I didn't get.
This was the sign, Jeff.
It was the first time I've experienced that, you guys. Where I've experienced it with like, oh, that's a kid's thing, and I'm not getting it, or a YouTube thing. I'm like, but like, this is a movie for adult people.
People are adults now, born after 9/11. That was the thing that really made me like, ooh, that is surprising.
There's multiple ways I feel it's getting old. Like one of them is Devindra saying on the podcast, we are now as far away from the 90s for that 90s show as that 70s show was away from the 90s when that came out.
Yeah.
And also, here's another indication. This is a behind the scenes look. Because I know people love us talking about bodily functions on the After Dark.
Oh boy,
they do. They love it. They love it. It's favorite thing.
But this is a thing that happens. People don't know this, but we now need to take a break during the podcast to go to the bathroom. Like,
well, that's because it's the year of hydration, Dave.
It is now a common phenomenon where we need to take a break during the podcast to all go to the bathroom. That didn't used to happen all the time.
No.
And I used to hydrate about as much, like it's not like it changed that much.
Oh no, I was always going to the bathroom, but I was very good at sneaking out. So
Devindra would sometimes go to the bathroom while he was podcasting. So that was a very common occurrence.
So second thing I want to tell you about that movie, and I'm really bummed I didn't bring this up in the main show. This is a classic romantic comedy movie.
Yes.
Where everybody kind of wants something, but they also have aspirations career-wise. Jonah Hill plays a character who is doing one job and wishes he was doing another job. He has a dream job. He is currently working at a kind of boring, I don't even remember what it is. I think it's like financial something, like a financial analyst.
Well, none of us can relate with that idea.
Well, he hates it. But David, his dream job in this mainstream Hollywood movie, his dream job is podcaster.
Love it.
He wants to be a podcaster. That's what he dreams of. That's his aspiration in life. And it's the first time in my entire life that I've watched a movie and a main character's dream job is my job.
That's pretty good.
I'm living a fantasy character's dream. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I don't know that it's crazy, but it is interesting because we have seen podcaster being depicted as a profession multiple times.
A nickname for a young child who just likes to record things.
It's a nickname for a young child who's like, a comic relief. I think I want to say Halloween Kills.
Ghostbusters, man.
Ghostbusters
Afterlife.
No. I'm saying separate movie. In Halloween Kills, weren't the initial characters who visited Michael Myers podcasters, like true crime podcasters? And then he brutally murders them.
And only murders in the building. But I don't think you get what is blowing my mind here. This is the aspirational. This is the thing in the movie that people can relate to, right? This is the thing that the main character dreams of doing. In my youth, it would be, being a rock star or being a movie star or being, the thing in the movie that is the aspirational, like if it could only, if all the stars could align and one thing could happen good in my life, it would be that I would be a podcaster.
This movie made you both feel old, but also successful.
Yes.
Like you made it, but
it was crazy.
It's a twofer, you know?
So I think Jeff, you're saying it's not only that it made podcaster out to be an aspirational profession, it's that the character who had that as aspirational profession is somebody who you think the audience is supposed to relate to.
Exactly.
Right? Like, is
they're
like
also in LA. They're in LA,
audience,
you know, where you assume they'd want to be an actor or want to be a screenwriter or something. But
we've all seen a million movies where the person wishes they could be something. And I've never been the thing they wish they could be.
I'm so curious now. I have to watch this movie because I'm so curious.
You should watch it
because typically when somebody's like, I want to be a podcaster, like they are then mocked, right? In a TV show or film. That never happens during the course of the movie.
Well,
it's just presented unironically as an aspiration.
I don't think the parents are too happy about it. But,
I mean, I don't want to spoil you people for you people, but
what
do you mean, you people, Jeff?
What are you saying, Jeff?
The podcast he's doing is like about Black culture, so you know there is a mocking in the sense that he has to explain that to Eddie Murphy. You know, he's like, I'm doing a podcast about Black, you know. She's like, what kind of culture? He's like, the culture. You know, it's fun.
Culture.
It's made out to be funny, but it's made out to be funny because we, as the young, hip, cool audience, are supposed to understand him, and the out of touch Eddie Murphy parent generation does not understand him.
I do think we are meant to mock him a little bit too, because I
think the assumption is that we, as the audience, totally get why he would want that and why that's an awesome thing to want.
But if he had any friends worth their salt, they'd be like, no, buddy, your dream job is to be the master appropriator of other culture. Great, good job. Yeah.
Setting that aside, setting aside the
like if he was podcasting about music or whatever, right? Like,
which
it would be
ostensibly
is. Yeah, right. It would be different, probably.
But the point I'm trying to make, the point that I think if you watch the movie, you will agree that the movie is saying podcasting as a profession is worthy of aspiration, is worthy of being something to look at and go, man. I really would have made it if I'm doing a podcast for a living.
That's how you can really tell.
Literally, the thing, it bothers me that you guys aren't getting how mind-blowing this is.
That made me feel, that aspect of the movie made me feel like this movie was made in a bubble of like, man, you're just like, all the LA people kind of around like, what's cool, what's hip right now? Podcasting. But Jason Bateman got $70 million for his podcast. I want to do a podcast. I don't think they know about the reality on the ground, the dying ad cycle, the you know, being crushed by so many things. But it is funny. It is funny to see.
But doesn't that make you think like all the movies you've ever watched? There's some subsection of the audience that's like, well, I'm an actual architect.
Yeah,
and it's not cool to aspire to be an architect, main character of the movie who only wants to be an architect. Whatever the thing is, there's going to be a small subsection of people that are actually doing that.
Yep.
And that's me in this case.
That's you.
I've never been that guy. I've always been the guy that's also aspiring to something.
That was a clip from the Filmcast After Dark. To get access to the whole episode, go to patreon.com/filmpodcast. You can sign up for ad-free episodes as well as exclusive After Darks. You can find the regular podcast at thefilmcast.com. And of course, like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.